back. Details on the 3-day event. Plus, dozens will be getting rowdy at Cal State Bakersfield this weekend. We'll tell you what you can expect from this year's RowdyCon set for tomorrow. That's all ahead on the Now Bakersfield. Chris?
Well, here's a look at our lineup here on the Now, and we want you to be prepared for flu season. Yeah, interesting news study out about people getting the flu in big cities compared to more rural areas. We also have a new warning about concert ticket scams. Listen to this. More than 1 in 10 people get scammed while buying tickets. Also, we're going to talk about micro brands today. Now, we're used to buying, the big name brands, but thanks to online shopping, we're buying from these micro brands more often. So what is really the difference between the two? We'll be getting into that.
On a new episode of Tori's Trails, we're taking a journey to the natural water slides in the Sequoia National Forest. The Now's Tori Cooper has more on the family-friendly destination and how you can get there.
Alyssa, this next trail is made for anyone looking to dip their feet into some fun while also getting a workout. The natural water slides are known to many, but as you can imagine, since it is a local spot, it's a challenge to get to it. So tonight I'm doing my best to showcase the route and everything you can expect along the way. Check it out.
To get to a hidden oasis in the Sequoia National Forest. The hardest part is finding it. That's why this week I headed up Mountain 99 Road from Kernville with Gary Ananian of the Kern River Conservancy to ensure I didn't get lost. After about 45 minutes, we came upon this sign at a fork in the road, so we stayed to the right towards Lloyd Meadow Trailhead. After a few miles up the road, we crossed over this bridge and parked in this area right across from the forest entry point. Ananian had more than one natural water slide in mind, so he showed me one slide that was only a short distance from where we parked.
Let me feel how cold it is.
About 5 minutes later, we came across this water slide. Even though I didn't dip my feet in this area, if you do ride it down, there is this rope in place where you can pull yourself out after the fun. On the other hand, Ananian had something much colder in store for me, so we headed up the road a little further until we found this parking lot on the right.
We're hiking up a fire service road. It's a dirt road. It's about 3/4 of a mile up from the parking lot. The Forest Service uses this road.
After hiking the short distance, we came across this marker made of rocks left behind by someone, indicating that the fun was just a few steps away.
Welcome to the natural slides. So the best way to enjoy the natural slides is to sit at this point right here and just kind of like launch yourself with your 2 hands, and the current will take you right down all the way to that little pole.
So I did exactly that.
Oh my God!
After I defrosted, Gary showed me the other areas that are more kid-friendly.
So these are the slides that are continued from up above, and these are more the kid-friendly slides over here. This is typically where we'll see younger children here with their parents, and the kids will come down this short little slide. Mom and dad will be here to catch them as they're coming into the pool, and just like this one over here, well, the kids will slide right down and the parents will be down there to catch them.
Now, after visiting both areas, Gary and I walked a total of 1.8 miles. If you do plan on riding the natural slide that I slid down, keep in mind that locals are still unsure how deep the pool is that you land in at the end because of how long it has also been around. Also, remember to bring a change of clothes and a towel with you if you are planning on getting in. And make sure to tune in next week for another episode of Tori's Trails. For the Now Bakersfield, I'm Tori Cooper, 23 ABC.
Looks like a lot of fun. Well, back here in Kern County, the weather has been good to us lately, and you can enjoy it this evening by taking a ride on your bike during a smart cycling event in Arvin. Bike Arvin will be hosting a smart cycling bike party tonight at 1241 Bear Mountain Boulevard, I should say. You can participate in a community bike ride. The event is free, and Bike Arvin is set to raffle off several bikes as well. During the event, they'll discuss safety such as helmets and gear, riding at night, and locking your bike. The bike ride is set for 7:10 tonight and will conclude at 7:50. It's time to celebrate in Delano once again for the 73rd annual Harvest Holiday Festival. The festival kicked off today but continues through Sunday. The first festival was held back in 1946. Delano is recognized and known throughout the world as one of the finest agricultural regions. Organizers say this event is meant as a tribute to the community of Delano and the laborers who harvest the crops. A grand parade is set for tomorrow at 10 in the morning on Main Street. The sound of music and the sweet aroma of freshly baked baklava will be in the air in downtown Bakersfield all weekend long. It's time for the annual Greek Food Festival. The festival, which is being held at the St. George Orthodox Church on Truxton Avenue, kicked off at 5 o'clock tonight. There will be live music performed by the local group, the Olympians, dancing, games, and a lot, of course, of fresh, delicious food. The festivities will run through Sunday. Admission is $5 and kids 12 and under will get in for free. Well, Cirque du Soleil's first ever ice experience, Crystal, is coming to Bakersfield and tickets are now on sale. This is going to be the coolest show yet, and that's because it's the first ever ice experience. It's going to showcase synchronized freestyle and extreme ice skating alongside the classic circus charades you know and love. Crystal will be performed at the Rabobank Arena from March 20th to the 24th. Tickets are now available online exclusively to Cirque Club members. You can sign up for free and get more information on our website, turned23.com. Well, dozens of gamers and cosplayers will converge at Cal State Bakersfield tomorrow for the annual RowdyCon event for a good cause. There will be separate events as part of RowdyCon. The convention is set to run from 10 tomorrow morning until 6 p.m., featuring a vendor expo with video game stations. A cosplay contest will then take place from 6:30 until 7:30 p.m., and then RowdyCon will host a movie in the park from 8 to 10 o'clock at Runner Park. Admission for the event is $10 for adults, $5 for kids between 7 and 12 years old. Children under 7 years old get in for free. The proceeds going to Raising for Extra Life, which donates money to the Lauren Small Children's Center at the Bakersfield Memorial Hospital.
All right, let's get to the now news feed. Costco in trouble. The company paying a $3.85 million penalty to the government. It's over the Consumer Product Safety Commission's claims that the company didn't report that they were using trash cans with a defect that increased the risk of injury. Well, promising news about aspirin in ovarian cancer. A new study saying that taking aspirin a day could lower your risk of the disease. The JAMA study, though, specifically talking about low-dose aspirin. Hundreds of thousands of Toyotas being pulled in the U.S., more than 800,000 because of issues with stalling. In rare cases, cars might fail to enter a fail-safe driving mode, lose power, and stall. The Toyota Prius and Auris hybrids made in 2008 to 2014 are included in this. Well, let's face it, we just can't avoid flu season, but the way flu season hits really depends on where we live. Now, this is according to a new study in the Science Journal. Smaller cities tend to have a shorter flu season, but that doesn't mean it's a walk in the park. Smaller cities will have a more intense flu season. Now, the flu also tends to spread faster if the city's humid. That's because the virus lingers in the air for a longer time. Now, bigger cities will have a longer season. At the same time, it's more consistent and predictable. Now, the flu will also stick around longer because of public transportation systems. Now, even though it takes longer for the flu to go away, experts say bigger cities are better equipped to handle it. Now, if there's people coughing and sneezing around you, you still haven't seen the worst of it. Flu season peaks in the winter and then declines in the spring. And really, regardless of where you live, doctors, they still advise that you get that flu shot. All right, next in our lineup, we have a new warning about concert ticket scams. Listen to this. More than 1 in 10 people get scammed while buying tickets. We have what you need to look out for. You're watching The Now. Well, a warning before you shop for concert tickets, because one ticket technology company called Aventus is saying about 12% of us end up getting scammed. Well, the Now's Andy Taylor has how the government's trying to protect us from becoming a victim.
Chris, the main reason this has become such a problem is because of bots. Yeah, bots. They are buying show tickets in bulk. That means tickets sell out fast and we scramble to find tickets elsewhere, including resale sites, even scalpers. But that's not always the safest idea, of course. And the FTC says that there are a couple of things you can do to protect yourself if you're buying tickets online, like getting in on pre-sales. You can do this through email lists and social media. And if you know a show is going to sell out quick, make your online account before you buy them. That way you can just add to cart and check out ASAP. The FTC is holding a workshop next year about how to protect people from ticket scams. They're still trying to learn more about this whole thing and what else makes this such a big problem.
All right, Annie, thank you. And that bubbly, sparkling water that you've been pairing with organic salad in an effort to be healthy, well, it may not be as natural as you think, because there's a new lawsuit against LaCroix that says the drink's loaded with artificial ingredients. That lawsuit says the drink contains linalool that's used in cockroach insecticide. Now, the woman suing says LaCroix lied because it does claim to be 100% natural. LaCroix has denied the allegations, and experts say the lawsuit's a bit of a stretch. They say that linalool is not as dangerous as we may believe. Well, we do hate to burst your bubble, dog parents. Fido may be a good boy, but probably not a very smart one. We're going to be honest, don't blame the messenger on this one, but this is what a psychologist in the UK is saying, that it turns out that dogs aren't exactly equal in comparison to similar animals when it comes to intelligence. Dogs are compared to wolves, which are obviously a close ancestor. They're also compared to wild dogs and hyenas and some others. Now, part of why dogs aren't that smart is, frankly, because humans domesticated them. That means dogs don't have to work as hard to hunt for food or fight off enemies, so they don't really use those problem-solving skills or have much social intelligence. Now, some of us may think, hey, our dog is pretty clever. Well, that's because we're not really interacting with any other animals to compare. So if you are trying to teach your dog some new tricks, experts say just be patient and don't expect too much from them.
College can be tough on students' wallets, but now applying for financial aid is easier than ever. You can do your FAFSA application on your phone or tablet. You just need the app. It's called My Student Aid. Make sure you choose the one that the Department of Education developed. Americans miss out on $24 billion in financial aid each year, and here's how to make sure you're not one of them. Know your deadlines. They're different depending on where you live and where you're going to school. Also, apply early. It can only help you on the first come, first served loans and gives you wiggle room if you need help. Also, apply for everything, even if you don't think you'll qualify. Experts say you might be overlooking some factor that works in your favor. And now here's 23 ABC's Allison Gargaro with a look at your forecast.
I'm live at the Farm to Tableau event, and it is just going to be such a fun event tonight. 100% of the proceeds are going to the Boys and Girls Club, and let me tell you, temperatures as the sun is setting, well, it is just gorgeous out here. We had a high of 78 degrees today here in Bakersfield. That's actually a few degrees cooler than what we were feeling this time yesterday, but definitely feeling those fall-like temperatures. We did feel strong winds, though, especially in our mountain and desert cities, and winds here in the valley are picking up. So 4-mile-per-hour gusts here in Bakersfield, but nearing 20 in the Kern River Valley and more than 20 in our desert cities. So that is good news for our air quality. We have another day of air quality in the good range with an AQI of 37. And what that means for temperatures for us this weekend, well, we're going to be just a few degrees below that 80-degree mark. So 79 on Saturday, but winds will be picking up, nearing 40-mile-per-hour gust into Hatchby as well as in Mojave, and that's going to drop temperatures just slightly on Sunday, and then we're going to be nearing seasonal on Monday and Tuesday, 84 degrees on Tuesday, and then that sunshine is continuing throughout next week. And there are so many fun events that are happening this weekend, so temperatures are going to be just perfect. Make sure to keep your windows open this evening as well as when we head into the weekend.
Let's get to the Now News feed, a new level tool for investigators, as researchers say they have a new test that measures the amount of DNA people shed. All of this really means is that the slightest of touch by a criminal could give investigators the clues they need to hunt them down. Ben Affleck is out of rehab now. The actor had a 40-day stint at a facility over alcohol addiction. He did release a statement saying, quote, "Getting help is a sign of courage, not weakness or failure." Well, there's a chance if you have a rock lying around, it could be worth $100,000. Very slight chance, but it could happen because it did for somebody in Michigan, because a 22-pound rock that just propped open a door for decades, it is worth that much. This man brought it to Central Michigan University, and professors found it was a meteorite. How about that? Well, there's about a month until the midterm elections, and of course immigration is a big topic wherever you go in America, but we wanted to know what life is like when you live on the border. So we went to El Paso, Texas to talk with those who have it right in their backyard. So this is the one that's going to be replaced?
This is the fence that's going to be replaced. This has been in place for quite a while. The idea that the government has told us is that it's a replacement fence. It's not a new fence. And they're actually calling it a wall.
Marisa Limon has lived near the border for most of her life.
Just to be able to have a binational identity in a bicultural world where you have family a lot of times on both sides. And so in many ways it's beautiful. It's a true asset. The challenges come in when it's also a highly regulated, government-enforced space that is your home.
What's that like?
I kind of liken it to a little bit of an occupied territory, a militarized zone.
She now works for the Hope Border Institute, a social justice nonprofit that works with people on both sides. What do other parts of the country not understand when it comes to the border and the people who live by it?
The idea that I don't think they understand, or it's more difficult to grasp, is the true proximity. Kind of like any other state line or a barrier from here to there, it's a neighborhood. These are friends and families and people that we are close with, businesses. I have ties on both sides. It's literally in someone's backyard. So it's very much a direct proximity, and you can't be in one without the other.
With illegal immigration getting so much attention, she calls for people to think about the challenges those on the other side face.
To get here is very difficult, and when you're leaving, a lot of times you have people who are seeking asylum, not just trying to have a better life in terms of financial means, but really just trying to leave for the safety of themselves and their family after someone has been killed or after gangs have been harassing them. And I think many people, if they would put themselves in that position and about the care and love they have for their family, might empathize a little more and try to understand, like, okay, maybe this person is fleeing something that's really difficult.
All right, and when you're on Facebook, it is really common to just see the political views that you support. Well, the social network could be trying to change that. A patent from Facebook just made public showing how it could help you get out of those political echo chambers. Now, the tool could detect political content in its newsfeed that you expressed interest in. Yeah, think of an article maybe relating to a presidential candidate's position on gun control. Then you may be automatically presented with a list of all other candidates' positions on gun control. Now, we don't know when or if Facebook will ever actually make that a reality. Yeah, too close for comfort. You got to see this video. Look at this plane coming so close to a building. Look at that, right by that high rise in Australia. It appears that this plane was skimming the water before abruptly soaring upward. The Australian Air Force says it was conducting a pre-planned exercise. Wow. All right, next in our lineup here, we're going to talk about micro brands. Yeah, we're used to buying from those big name brands that everybody knows, but thanks to online shopping, we're buying from more of these micro brands. So what's the difference? We're going to get into that. You're watching The Now. Well, you've probably seen ads for clothing brands that you've never heard of before on social media or maybe on Amazon. They're called micro brands. Now Zany Taylor checking them out to see if they're actually worth trying.
And I hate shopping in malls. I just think they're crowded.
Amber Johnson is not alone. According to CPC Strategy, an e-commerce statistics site, 96% of Americans shop online out of convenience. A popular site is, of course, Amazon.
And so the nice thing about shopping like on Amazon is that one, I can just be like, okay, I want to find dresses with flowers on it, or I want to find, dresses that have 3/4 length sleeves or anything like that. And so I can find like a wide gamut of things.
Amazon carries micro brands, aka brands you've never heard of.
People are less brand loyal online than they are anywhere else.
Darren Duber-Smith, a marketing professor at MSU Denver, says micro brands can't survive solely on their own.
And so it's very difficult for tiny brands to get any distribution without partnering with a company like Amazon.
As a school teacher, Amber's on a budget, but doesn't want to shop at places like Walmart or Target.
When I shop at like Target, if I buy something there, I'm a teacher, so I'll end up wearing the same clothes my students are wearing, and it's weird for me.
Although Amazon's prices are low, Amber says so is the quality.
Generally, all the things I can buy are under like $18 or so, and so because it's so cheap, the quality is not great. But I'm like, okay, if it lasts me for 6 months, if it lasts me an entire school year, great.
She also notes the sizing is way off.
Typically, I'm around about like a large or so in most stores, sometimes a medium. I'm like buying like XXLs.
Darren says that's exactly why brick and mortar stores won't go completely extinct.
The idea of brick and mortar shopping is being able to actually touch the goods, to be able to feel the goods, to be able to try something on. So I really do believe that there are limitations to buying certain categories of goods on the internet.
You might also see micro brands popping up on your social media feed, but Amber has yet to explore those.
And I feel like by shopping on Amazon, I have a wide range of things for low prices that I can go and do.
For the now, I'm Annie Taylor.
All right, Annie, thanks. Quick check of what we're working on for Monday. Of course, Columbus Day, a federal holiday, and we're talking about the path to citizenship in this country. We have real talk about what it takes.
Coming up tonight on 23 ABC News at 11, the Condors are back on the ice, and we'll tell you how the team fared in its first regular season game and when you can catch the Condors next at Rabobank. Again, that's tonight at 23 ABC News at 11. That's going to do it for us. Thanks for watching the Now Bakersfield.